Hello and welcome back to another episode of Saving Scunthorpe. Of course, we are in the Premier League, and so far, we've had a tough time, but we are currently outside the relegation zone. So just before we jump into the episode, if you are happy to hear that we are currently away from relegation, please do leave a like down below. Comment what you think we can achieve this season. Can we survive in the Premier League? Subscribe if you're enjoying the content, and let's have a little look at what we've been doing since you were last with us. As you can see over here on the left, we are currently in 15th place. We are 3 points above the relegation zone. However, we have got Southampton today, who are on 11 points. So if we lose today, we are very much back into that danger zone. In the Europa League, we are currently in 16th place. So we are doing pretty handy in that going into the final 3 games. And let's have a little look at what's been going on since you were last with us. So after we got demolished by Manchester United, we bounced back with a 4-0 win against Arda Kardzali, which saw us on 6 points in the Europa League. And at that point, I believe we were actually second because of our goal difference was so high. We then got a 1-1 draw with Liverpool, which is absolutely fantastic. We had a couple of friendlies just to try and boost our morale back up a little bit. And after that, we had a 1-1 draw with Leicester, which I think we were the better team, but we just didn't quite manage to get anything over the line. We had a 2-1 loss to Braga, which away from home in Portugal, not a bad result at all. Following that, a 2-1 win against West Ham, reverse of what happened in pre-season, so we were very happy with that. We lost 2-0 to Tottenham, but sort of expected, as I say. And then probably the most unexpected result of the season so far, we had a 2-2 draw with Napoli. We were quite unlucky in the end. We nearly got a winner, but it was ruled out for offside. That would have been absolutely magnificent. And following that, we had a 3-1 win against Fulham. We then lost 5-0 to Manchester City, much different to what happened in the Community Shield. But nevertheless, we bounced back once again. And against Monaco, we were even more unlucky than we were against Napoli because we led in the 78th minute, they equalised. We led in the 89th minute and they got an equaliser again. If we'd won that, we very easily could have been on the verge of qualification. If we'd won both of them, we'd probably be pretty much there. But wasn't to be. We then had a 3-2 win against Everton with a late winner from Umanai. And then we most recently lost 1-0 to Wolves, which was a bit unfortunate because they would have been very much drawn back into the relegation battle had we beat them. As I mentioned, we have got Southampton to open up today's episode. And then we've got Heerenveen, who are currently 25th in the Europa League. So they will be after a win. But the way we've been performing in Europe, we just might pull something out the bag. The lineup against Southampton, we've got Izagirre in goal, a back four of Kajust, Camden, Nallo and Smith on the left. Nador is the holding midfielder with Umanai in front of him, Dejardin on the right, Bjarnason in the number 10, Campbell on the left and Tesgel up front. First highlight is a goal kick for Southampton. Smith wins the header and knocks it down to Campbell, who takes it to the left-hand side. He's forced a bit further wide, but then whips the ball in towards Tesgel, who's been blatantly pushed in the back. And we have a penalty and a big chance for us to take an early lead in this game. Come on, get on with it. It was one of the most blatant penalties I've ever seen on Football Manager. And it's Tesgel to step up. He was the man fouled. He's the man taking the penalty. Sends the keeper the wrong way. We lead 1-0. Greenwood with a free kick for Southampton. It's sent over the bar by Otavio. Greenwood with a free kick for Southampton. Goes for goal. He sends it over the bar though. And looks like we're going to go into half-time 1-0 up. And we do indeed go 1-0 up at half-time. A pretty good first half. They've taken 2 players off. Is that they've been subbed? Yeah, at half-time I assume that is. We're going to make a change ourselves actually because I've just spotted Bjarnason. He's picked up a bit of a knock. We'll bring Lovestad on in his place. Kajus with a throw-in gets it short to Dujardin, but he gets instantly dispossessed by Greenwood. And then it's down the wing to Pustinen. And then infield, it's sent back to Bays for Southampton at centre-back. Patrick out to Valdez. And he cuts it back himself, plays it inside to Bamba. But he gives the ball away cheaply to Campbell, who plays it back to Nallo and then gets it back. Campbell goes down the wing to Umanai, who manages to knock it into himself. Lovestad's in there, but it's headed away from him. It's met. Oh my goodness, by Nador. What a strike from him. we go 2-0 up in a huge 6-point game. The door with a free kick curls it, but it goes just over the bar. Griffiths plays a ball across the box for Southampton. It's sent outside to Bamba, who shoots, and it goes over the bar. We maintain our 2-0 lead. And we're going to make a couple of changes now. We're going to bring Nalo off for Kumas. And we'll bring Dujardin off for Lamptey as well. There is a highlight going on in the background. I don't know if this is just because I hadn't paused it when I was making the subs or not. Kabiza plays it inside to Greenwood, who turns and plays it out to Hustwick on the right. Plays it in behind to Griffiths, who gets into the box, puts it across to Greenwood, who sends it over the bar. We're going to make another couple of changes here. Campbell coming off for Wright Rice. And we're going to change him into just being a winger on support. And we'll also bring Raven on for Umanai in midfield. Griffiths on the ball here for Southampton as they try and break away. Greenwood ahead of him. Plays it inside to Hustwick, who takes it onto his left foot. He's forced wide, but Patrick is there. Izagiro with an important save to keep us at 2-0. The last thing we want is for them to get a goal here and really pile on the pressure for the last few minutes. And it's headed away by Kumas, out for a throw-in. Danger isn't over though, as the throw-in is a highlight. Ball in towards the far post. Griffiths is there and gets one back for Southampton. Going to be a nervous last few minutes then. However, we do win 2-1. A huge win for us in that game because it buries Southampton a little bit further behind us. And it gives us a gap now of 5 points away from the relegation zone. And now for the game against Heerenveen, we have just a couple of changes. Kumas and Julian are our centre-back partnership. Edwards in the holding midfield. Then we've got Umanai starting in midfield. Bjarnason in the number 10 and Hatton up front. Everybody else remains the same. Smith with a throw-in early on. Finds Campbell. He knocks it back to Smith and then to Umanai on the edge, who crosses it into the far post. Dujardin hits the post. That would have been a fantastic start to the game. However, the highlights rolling in quickly early on. Edwards finds Bjarnason, goes out to the right for Dujardin. Chance for a cross here perhaps, so he takes a heavy touch and gives it away cheaply. But the clearance only finds Kajesti, who sends it into Campbell at the far post. Tyrese Campbell puts us 1-0 up away to Heerenveen. What a start. Julian on the ball here plays it to Umanai and then forward to Bjarnason. He plays it on to Smith, who gets space to play it into Edwards. And then out to Kajust on the right. He knocks himself into space, plays it through to Dujardin. Across the box, Hatton scores 2-0. Although we might be regretting getting too happy about that. Because there is a VAR check ongoing. And the goal counts. We didn't get the notification to tell us it does. But it's still on the scoreboard. Kajus with a free kick from deep. Sends it to the far post. Campbell was there. Dujardin heads it back into the box. Hatton hits the post, I think. Or the keeper. I'm not really sure. Dujardin's going to go and collect it. Plays it back into Smith. Julian over the top of Bjarnason, but can't bring it down. Umanai takes it towards the right-hand side of the box. Plays it back to Kajus. And the highlight ends there. So we reach half-time. 2-0 up against Heerenveen. They've only had one shot and it wasn't even on target. And it was from inside the box, to be fair. So at least they've got that going for them, I suppose. But fantastic start for us in this game. Kajus throws the ball into Edwards. He just about keeps it in play and plays it back to Kajus. Back to Kumas and then forward to Edwards. And then this time it goes forward towards Hatton, but it's intercepted. Dujardin brings it down though. Sends a cross in. Campbell's at the far post. That's 3-0. Campbell coming in off that left-hand side is having a fantastic game. And we're going to make a couple of changes now. We're going to bring Bjarnason off for Leverstad. Brinkhurst coming on for Dujardin. And Raven can come on for Umanai in midfield. Highlight for Heerenveen. Corner comes in. Jenna was there but heads it wide of the post. Smith on the ball in our own box. Sends it out but it's a poor clearance. And Hartjes with a chance plays it to Jenna. And a shot from Simsek there. But he sends it over the bar. So a very solid win there for us. 3-0 away to Heerenveen. You just can't be unhappy about that. It's an absolutely fantastic performance. It puts us 12th in the table with 2 games to go. However, if memory serves me correctly, they're a tough couple of games. Well, it's one tough game. Trabzonspor should be a win for us from the looks of it. They're down in 32nd at the moment. They are really struggling. They've only picked up one win, and it was against Apoel, who, funnily enough, are in 22nd. We have secured a playoff spot. So we are guaranteed to be in Europe until sort of the knockout stages. I don't know if the playoffs fall into that or not, but we'll say they are for now. And then after that, we've got a game against Sevilla. So realistically, we need to win both of those for us to have a chance of being in that top 8. I can't see us winning against Sevilla, particularly because we're away from home. But we will come back for... We'll come back for Trabzonspor. If we beat them and we can't get into the top 8, we won't bother with the Sevilla game. If we can still get in the top 8, we'll play the Sevilla game as well. If you have enjoyed that, please do leave a like down below. Comment, do you think we can get into the top 8 of the Europa League? Subscribe if you're enjoying the content, and thank you very much for watching.